Wonderful. Okay, so I am proud and honored to co-host this wonderful longevity and resiliency roundtable called Living Longer, Stronger, or Living Stronger Longer, the way you look at it, with Rico Caveglia. And I wanted to mention that I am specifically impressed by his biological age versus what's the other age, Rico?
Right.
Chronological.
Yeah, chronological and fitness age.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna run into that a little later, but most importantly, Rico co-host with me this event because we wanted to get this out to as many platforms as possible on TV, on Amazon, on smart TV, on Apple, Android, social media platforms. I have a blog and a YouTube channel and all kinds of platforms where we would love for people to access this information. So our panelists are going to be presented live, but that's not it. We also have a lot of talks and presentations available from all of our other honored speakers, which we're going to introduce in a minute.
Perfect.
All right, so Rico, mic off to you.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to welcome everybody here, all of our audience and our panel. I'm really excited to have everybody here. We're going to offer you some amazing information today about how you can live longer and stronger and healthier all of your life. And so we're just all excited to be here, and we're glad you're here. And let me introduce my co-host Jewel. Jewel's a speaker, a coach, a publicist, and host of Positive Impact TV. And she's all about helping holistic experts like you get seen and paid. Today is about spotlighting truth tellers and change makers in longevity and holistic health. And so I think should we get started with our keynote speaker?
Yes, let's do that, and we're going to introduce the panelists right after.
All right. All right, so I'm really honored to introduce our keynote speaker. Her name is Dr. Tess Mauricio. She is an MD, a world-renowned board-certified dermatologist, graduate of Stanford University School of Medicine. She is the award-winning founder of M Beauty Clinic, where she specializes in advanced non-surgical cosmetic treatments. Her clinic focuses on personalized skincare solutions, anti-aging regenerative medicine procedures, and aesthetic enhancements utilizing cutting-edge technology like their signature time machine procedure to help patients achieve natural youthful beauty without surgery. Dr. Tess is known for her expertise in pioneering work in minimally invasive techniques and her dedication to empowering patients through tailored skincare and beauty treatments. And some of her celebrity patients have been Kim Kardashian, Cardi B, Khloe Kardashian, and Paula Abdul, and just many more. And also, I want to add that Dr. Tess is a very good friend of mine. She's been my fitness client for about 15 years, and she's also my dermatologist. So, Dr. Tess, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be part of this incredible panel of global health and longevity leaders. And I'm so humbled to be the keynote speaker. And I just want to say that Rico has been really instrumental in my own fitness, longevity journey, not just me, my family. As Rico said, we've been working together for the last 15 years. And he truly is an inspiration and he does practice what he preaches. And he wants everybody to be educated. And that is the goal of today is really to get all of you excited that we live in incredible times when we really have control over how we live the rest of our lives. And so, from my perspective, as a dermatologist, a regenerative aesthetics and regenerative medicine expert, I will be sharing with you some incredible ways to age in reverse. And of course, all of the things that you're going to learn today, whether it's lifestyle, nutrition, fitness, mindset, really all goes together because the skin is an incredible reflection of our overall health and fitness and also again, our psychological and spiritual well-being. And so what I'm going to share with you are my own patients before and afters, are treatments that are possible now. We're big in regenerative medicine here at M Beauty Clinic. And in our offices, we utilize our own body's natural ability to heal, repair, regenerate, combining the latest in technological advances like lasers, radio frequency, ultrasound, also utilizing our body's natural regenerative products like platelet-rich plasma, nanofat stem cells, growth factors. And then now the field has expanded to really allow us like polynucleotides from salmon DNA, exosomes, and this field is truly exploding. But what is most interesting to me is that the field is also exploding to become more integrative and holistic in its approach. And even in major conferences in aesthetics, like I've spoken at the American Medical Spa Association, the Vegas Cosmetic Surgery Conference, they're really looking at the integrative ways for longevity and wellness. And so, what you're going to learn today, I'm so excited for all of you. This will absolutely impact your health, wellness, so that we can all, and as good as possible for the rest of our lives. So, I'm going to be showing you a video, and hopefully, this will be inspiring to all of you.
Amazing, wonderful, and thank you so much for being able to come and share with us these technological advances. Are you able to share your screen with us, Dr. Tess, or would you like us to play the video?
Play the video, please. Yes, thank you, Jules.
Let me try this. Let's see. Just make sure we're sharing sound. Almost there. My computer is, of course, a little finicky the day we need to do this, and possibly because I am across the continent, across the ocean from
Amazing.
most of you.
Really amazing that we can gather from all over the world
Yes,
to really, give incredible information and inspire each other in our own, health and wellness and longevity journeys.
I'm going to try to do it from a different application because it's just sticking. So.
Oh, okay.
Do you have it,
While we're
Rico? Do you have it
waiting,
downloaded?
I just might add. No, I don't.
Okay, so maybe in the meantime, as I'm preparing the video, maybe if you don't mind reading out our other live participants. All right, we're going to do a quick round where we're going to ask our participants to share two things with us today. What are 2 or 3 points or things that you, the expert, are personally doing in your life in order to live longer, stronger? We're putting you on the spot here. Question number 2 is, what is your best tip for motivating others to actually stick with implementing these tips? Because sometimes we share these tips, but they're so difficult to actually incorporate in our lives. So we want to know your tips on how to make these habits, routines, and tips stick. All right. Thank you, and let's get started.
Hello, my name is Dr. Charlton, Lifestyle GP. I'm a GP, an author, speaker, and I like to talk about lifestyle medicine. So I have started prescribing lifestyle instead of prescribing medications for a long time, for 20 years. Today, I'd like to share my top 3 things on how to improve your health and lead a vibrant health. Number 1, I think we really should prioritize nutrition. I follow a low-carb approach following real food, nutrient dense, especially prioritizing in protein and eating healthy fats. I try to avoid sugar and processed foods. This try to stabilize my energy, reduces inflammation, and protect my metabolic health for a long time. I think it's important to know your carb tolerance. So if you're diabetic or you want to lose weight, then your carbohydrates is not your friend. Number two of how I manage my health is I practice stress management, especially using breath work and mindfulness. I do a routine of breath work every single morning, first thing in the morning. I spend about 5 to 10 minutes doing a breath workout myself in my own time. And I practice slowing down my nervous system, concentrate on paying attention to how I'm feeling, regulating my breathing, and optimizing my stress and managing my stress. The third one that I do is movement and recovery. I like to run and I run 3 times a week. I prioritize strength training as well, at least twice a week. I think our movement is so important to keep my body resilient, healthy, and I also like to prioritize sleep, sunlight, and sometimes go into the sauna. So it's not about pushing harder, it's about balancing energy and rest. So how I can help people to be consistent in maintaining and building new habit. It's not easy, it's hard. Sometimes just recognizing that it's hard, it helps. So I like to suggest people to take small steps and specific steps. Instead of going all in, you might just want to change one small habit at a time. Maybe 1 week, over a week, change one thing. Maybe you just want to change your breakfast from a carby breakfast, cereal and oats, to a protein breakfast, because in that way you can sustain your energy better. I'd also like to suggest to people to habit stack. So let's say you brush your teeth every single morning. Maybe when you're brushing your teeth, you can just do some balancing exercise. So you can stack your balance exercise together with brushing teeth. I also like to do breath work together with my coffee, and that's habit stacking, doing it together to something that you already do. Having an accountability community and having a buddy to share your goals and having a friend connection makes lifestyle changes much more sustainable. And track your progress. Maybe you want to keep a diary of how you feel, what you've changed. Maybe you just changed your protein breakfast. Maybe you want to tick off every day you do a breath workout. Maybe you want to track strength training 2 times a week, running once a week. So these are my 3 practices that I do: eating real food, managing stress and exercise movement, and working on small and specific goals, habit stacking, keeping accountability buddies, and tracking progress. I hope this is helpful, and these are my ways and suggestions that you can do small steps to change your lifestyle one little bit at a time so you can feel better, more strength, lead a vibrant health. Thank you.
The first aspect of really increasing your health and living longer is your belief system. I personally grew up in a vacuum of overt narcissism, control, manipulation, just a ton of abuse. It was really, really bad. And it's obvious that that's not very healthy. I was also in a keep up with the Joneses neighborhood, and I was about 11 years old, and I looking at that going, I don't want to live this way. So you start looking around to see what kind of belief system actually sustains life, promotes life, and gives the richest life. Lord got a hold of me in my late teens, and life's never really been the same ever since. It's an interesting thing. A lot of people don't realize this, but the Gospels open up with John the Baptist talking about repentance for the kingdom of heaven's at hand. That means repentance is the door into the kingdom of heaven. Repentance is always taught wrong. It's that belief and attitude where you live from the place that it's not all about me anymore. It's all about him. And that allows us to give more than looking for affirmation in different things. It gives us our own value of what it was really meant to be as a creation of God. The way that's maintained is through personal devotions. It's not getting it through others. It's your own lifestyle that does that. And it's tremendously rich. I've seen him do amazing things like you see in the book of Acts. I've seen things that are indescribable. So that's the first thing. Second one is your eating lifestyle. We are what we eat. That's been said for a long period of time. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said all disease starts in the gut. That's an absolute reality. The industry has destroyed the food system in America here. They subsidize toxic growing of food that doesn't have any nutrition in it whatsoever. And the lion's share of that subsidized food goes to make processed foods that are calorie dense with no nutrients in it to promote or sustain life. So we really need to get back to a good agricultural base of locally grown foods that are ripe within their seasons. Every healthy society out there that doesn't have disease, 50% of their diet's vegetables, and you can't get around that. So locally grown at your local farmers markets are the best place to get the best sources. That's where you can find the cleanest meats. That's where you can find clean eggs that are actually good to eat. You can actually eat nutritious food. You ask the farmer how they feed their plants. If they say, I don't feed my plants, I feed my soil, you found somebody who's actually going to have nutritious food. And you can ask them how they do that, because there's a few tricks as far as that goes. You don't want things even with organic herbicides and pesticides on them. Those just are not healthy no matter what. The organic ones are as toxic as the other ones. And the last one is activity. The brain is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the more alive it is. And the physical body, the more you exercise it, the healthier it is. We were doing a program, actually we were at a show several years back. I took a BIA, it's a measurement piece of equipment that you hook up and you get electrical measurements and some of the most accurate measurements of health. The people that exercise the most and even had a very unhealthy eating lifestyle had the highest health that there were. So this is a huge factor. You got to stay busy. You got to stay active. Keep your mind active. That's what keeps everything fresh. If you want to get a hold of me and work with me, I'm a veteran functional medicine doc. It's at hello.healthfullyu.com. I'll post that in the chat. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.
Hi, my name is Anita Baines. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, life coach, and 85 years young. And I'm here to share with you what I believe has contributed to my living stronger and longer and how I achieved it. I love my life, and a thread that's run through my life is spirituality. Today I read books on spirituality, and I also participate in a morning group, have for several years, with other like-minded people. We share resources, we share support, and we're there for each other. So that connection is so important for my heart space. So I suggest that you too develop a really clear goal, be real specific, and it has to be only a sentence. Imagine what you will see in your life that's different from how your life is now. So imagine what you see. Imagine what you hear other people saying to you. Oh, you look so happy. You look so joyful. You must really be having a good time. What is it that you're doing? And imagine all these positive affirmations that are coming your way. And the most important aspect to developing this life that you want for yourself is to do this script. And you may even want to do a vision board. However you want to make it happen, a vision board is really helpful. So we need a consistent map that we can refer to on a regular basis for what we want, and then embrace that warm feeling we get when we imagine we already have it. So the next thing that I would like you to do that will help you be consistent in following through with your own life goal is to imagine all of your desires happened yesterday. They've already happened. You're already experiencing what you want to bring into your life. So imagine and do it. Actually do this. Writing a letter to a friend. You may mail it or not, but describe in great detail these wonderful things that happened and that you're expecting to continue to happen. And embrace the feeling. Get into the feeling of it. That will help you manifest your desires faster. That's the secret in the sauce. So I'm wishing you fun, pleasure, happiness as you imagine the life you want to live. And I'm wishing you all best wishes in creating this life for yourself.
Greetings, this is Jonathan Glass, licensed acupuncturist and naturopathic doctor and Ayurvedic practitioner. So 3 things that I do for myself every day that I find extraordinarily helpful for staying healthy, for staying grounded, for staying functional in this crazy, wild world. The first thing I would say is I try to get up early and I do some kind of what's called sadhana. Sadhana is a daily practice, daily yoga, meditation, prayer, whatever you'd like to call it, early in the morning, first thing. The other thing I like to do is to read some really inspiring literatures, whether it's ancient literatures or more modern literatures that are there to elevate the mind, the consciousness, the heart. And that really helps me create a foundation for my day, for my life, and it helps me stay connected to my purpose here on earth. I believe we all have a purpose, and it certainly helps me because, being out in the world and working with so many patients and different people, and we all have our own histories and our own challenges. that we've had to endure ourselves helps me to stay focused, helps me to stay connected to myself on a deeper level. So those two things are really important. I would say for me, the third thing that I find extraordinarily helpful is really watching what I put into my body. The biggies are going to be for me, wheat, dairy, sugar. I don't drink, caffeine, moderation. We all have some food sensitivities to different degrees. So identifying what those are. But the biggies these days, because of the way food is processed, are going to be modern wheat, modern dairy, and sugar. And it can be corn syrup and, of course, including fake sweeteners. So avoiding those in the diet can make a huge difference. So what would be my recommendations? My recommendations would be pretty much the similar thing. In Ayurveda, Eastern medicine, it acknowledges that energy goes in 5 different directions. And one of those directions is internal, is inward, literally. So when people say go within, it actually means that. So we have, as human beings, the ability to direct our energy inward. And inwardly, there is a tremendous amount of information that we can find out about ourselves, find out about our life, find out about health, find out about the universe. And also to be able to tap in better to our intuition about, people, places, foods, situations, realities in our life. So having that ability. So taking some time in the morning, especially in the morning when you start the day. Reading some really good literature, something that's inspiring, that pushes your mind to think in more positive, more open, more conscious ways. And then really starting to tune in to what works for you dietarily and eating clean. At the very least, cutting out the junk, cutting out the poisons, because they're poisonous, number one, and vibrationally, number two, they bring our mental energy down. They bring our consciousness down. So that foundation becomes very powerful so that everything else you do, chiropractic, acupuncture, massage therapy, emotional healing work, therapy, whatever it is you're doing, conversations with friends, relationships, everything then gets placed on a more solid foundational platform. Everything we do to grow improves when we take care of ourselves with the daily practice, good breathing, meditation, prayer, good reading, and good clean diet. So that's what I recommend. I'm not talking about perfection, but doing those things that really nourish us in body, mind, and soul. Thanks so much.
What is the 3 essential things that I'm doing every day help me to stay stronger and live longer, and how I stick to them? Hi, I'm Diliana. I'm menopause coach and holistic practitioner, founder of Menopause Support Academy and Menopause Made Easy podcast. I'm doing daily breath work, and I stretch and strength exercise combination, 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 10-15 minutes breathing or kind of meditation. And then I also stretch 15-20 minutes, gentle yoga, restorative yoga, just to nurture myself, to support my nervous system, and to balance the hormones. And this age is not to push and mostly to stay on the being and not doing. So how I stick on this, actually breathing, gentle exercise, stretching, yoga, restorative yoga, and I prioritize my sleep. I have sleeping evening rituals. I stay away from the screen 1 hour before bed, and I do some also relaxation techniques, just again, type of meditation or just breathing. I pay attention of my environment, that I really assure that isolate the noise and make the temperature cool and nice to sleep well. So yeah, I pay attention to what I'm eating. I'm plant-based, and also I prioritize the whole foods, the whole green foods, and the plant-based protein, and a lot of fruits and nuts. And how I stick on all these habits is just I keep tracker and how I progress, and I stick one new habit with already I'm doing. Let's say I'm do the combination of when I take my coffee with the breathing, or when I walk my dog with the breathing, or I do walking meditation when I walk my dog, just for relax, to prepare for the day. The same thing in the evening before preparing for the bed. I stay a little bit in the fresh air, I breathe, and then I prepare my brain to relax and to sleep deep. I hydrate during the day, and also I try to put realistic goals and to be able to stick on them. So I choose the practices that I am enjoying, and I don't feel that I'm punish myself or pushed to do something. I really enjoy all my practices, and then what I'm teaching, I also enjoy teaching others what I'm doing. So I always teach that the small steps is better to achieve your long-term goals, and celebrate every time you achieve your goals, and stick to new habits, or just prioritize your health. Whenever I prioritize your health, I treat myself after that well. And whenever I stick to my new healthy habits, I also celebrate every time I win. Yeah, I just keep journaling. I keep tracking all my progress, and every day in an everyday basis, so that I am sure that I really progress. So stay healthy, be happy, and choose what speaks most to you, what is your preferable practice for relaxation, and for your preferable nutrition, for how you nurture your body. Everybody is different. Everybody prefer different diet. It's important to stick on your vision and passion, and how that speaks to you, what is good for your body and mind.
Hi, I'm Dr. Annika Sorensen from Sweden. I'm an MD and stress manager. Here are my answers to the two questions. The three top things that I do myself to stay young and strong are: I care for my sleep. That's very, very important, because it is rewiring your brain in the night, and the house, it's kind of a house cleaning, so to speak, where you clean out all the garbage that's not supposed to be there anymore, and it gets all the fresh new blood in there, so you can wake up in the morning feeling healthy and strong. And yes, that's, you need to care for your sleep every night, weekdays, weekends, the same. The brain actually wants some kind of regularity, so that you have more or less the same hours every night. 7 to 8 hours is kind of the perfect. The second thing I do is to care for my family and my friends, because they give me power, and it's the good kind that you feel comfortable with, people that you have near to your heart, because you need all the power you can get. You want to have friends and family. They give you feel-good hormones in your brain, and you give them back, because feelings are contagious. So we give each other back and forth. And the third thing is to stay curious and positive. That's what I do. That's how I see all the good things that's passing by, and I pick the ones that I want to do. And I get to do all these fantastic things that I never thought I even knew about, that I didn't know about. And yes, that makes life more interesting and happy. And if you're interested and happy and curious and positive, you're gonna feel well. That's gonna do good for your immune system and so on. So that those are the three things. And how can I inspire you to do the same? Well, the best way I help my clients to stay on track is with tips and everything else that they want to do is by having a coach, a mentor, or an accountability partner. Someone to hold your hand, to keep you on track, to say the right thing, and to actually support you all the way they can, and be in the good way of support that they actually also challenge you. And that would, together with always writing things down, because we can only hold one thought at a time up here in our brains, and writing it down will help you remember where you are aiming, so that you don't lose track of what you actually were doing, all the good things. So that's my tip. Have an accountability partner, mentor, or coach, and write things down that you actually do want to do.
Okay, so once again, I am Rico Cavella, personal trainer, wellness coach, creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle and the Fearless Aging TV show. So my main message for our Live Stronger, Live Longer audience has three main takeaways. So I highly recommend that you write these down so you'll actually take action on them, because again, knowledge and wisdom without action is useless. All right, so number one, you can live longer, you can live stronger, and you can stay healthy and fit and energetic all of your life. Did you know that science now tells us our genetic potential is to stay healthy to 125? That means our life span could be 125, yet we know our life expectancy in America is only about 79 for women and about 76 for men. So that means most people are missing out on 30, 40, even 50 years of good living. And even worse, what's really important is our health span, which is how long you can actually stay healthy when you're alive. And the latest statistics that I've seen says that most people in America, for the last 13 years of their life, they're not very healthy at all. I mean, they're going to doctors, taking lots of medications. Most people over 40 are taking over 4 medications, and they're probably going to end up needing some kind of assisted living. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's what's normal, but that's not what's natural. So that's what we're all about to show you, how that doesn't have to be your fate. So why is this happening? Well, we now know too that it's primarily our unhealthy lifestyles. Science has also has discovered that our genes play a very small role in how healthy we're going to be and how long we're going to live. Maybe 15%. The rest is our lifestyle. And we now know too, our unhealthy lifestyles of way too much stress, eating highly processed, low nutrition foods, lack of movement, and living in such a toxic environment, it's no wonder that everybody's getting old and sick and dying way too young. And so even the Conservative American Medical Association now says that up to 80% of degenerative diseases like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes that are killing most people are preventable with a healthy lifestyle. And I also know from my own personal experience, again, I've been a personal trainer and working with clients for all these years. And so from the success of my clients and my own personal success, I know my ageless living lifestyle works because my chronological age is 83, and yet I still have a fitness age of only 35. So I know that we're doing it, and I know you can do it as well. We also know it from the areas where they're called the blue zones. You may have heard of the blue zones. These are areas all throughout the world where the majority of the community does stay fairly healthy and strong all of their life, and they live to be 100 or more, and they still take care of themselves. They're still out there working, doing things. So we know that it's quite possible. So number two, now I hope you're convinced, you got to change your mind if you want to change your life. See, it's all about a mindset shift now. If you buy into that mainstream narrative that that's just the way it is, we're all going to get old and sick and maybe and die in our 70s and maybe end up in a nursing home, well, that's what you're going to create, because our beliefs create our reality. So the most important message that I can actually give you is, first, you got to change your mindset. You got to believe that you can get and stay healthy and energetic all of your life. Because if you believe it, then you can create it. But if you don't believe it, it's most likely not going to happen. All right. And number three, it's essential to have your own personal lifetime wellness program. If you really want to stay healthy and energetic all of your life and live to be 100 or more, everybody's unique. We all need a unique wellness program that suits your current situation and your lifestyle and how you want to live. And so it's so imperative to have the right program for you. And it's also the other thing, you have to implement it on a consistent basis. So that's why I highly recommend that you get some professional help to develop your personal program. You know, coaching now is known to be the surest and fastest way to achieve any goals. And so it just doesn't make sense to try and go on your own. And you have to realize mainstream medicine, your doctors, your insurance company, they're not doing anything to keep you healthy. They maybe try and do something to help you when you're already sick. So if you want to stay healthy and energetic, you got to take responsibility. You got to step up and create your own program, and you got to be consistent with it. So that's why I developed my Ageless Living Lifestyle and all my online coaching programs. My main coaching program is called Vitality for Life. And so when you work with me, I guarantee that you're going to get the success that you want, and you're going to be able to learn how to implement it into your busy schedule, and you'll stay with it for life. So I highly recommend you go to agelessliving.lifestyle.com. There also you can take our free agent assessment to see how well you are doing. And you can also book a free call with me to discuss whatever health or fitness or nutrition, whatever challenges you may be having. And I'll do my best to get you going on the right track. And then we can also talk about to see if you're a good fit for one of our training programs. I'd love to help you if that's what you are interested in. And the last thing is, for my free gifts for you guys, if you go to Ageless Living Lifestyle /free, there you can get 3 of my most valuable ebooks. The first one is How to Be Bold and Never Be Old. And the second one is called Stop the Insanity, which is all about the insanity of trying to lose weight. So it's going to tell you how you can instantly end your struggle with dieting and losing weight, and what you need to do to get that healthy, fit body that's just right for you. And the third one is kind of a unique one. It's really meant for young people, for people from 18 up to maybe 28. So that'll be a surprise for you. You'll see it when you go there. So once again, I want to thank you all for being here. And again, we're offering you a lot of great information, a lot of great wisdom, but you got to take action. You got to step up and take action on it. All right. Thanks very much for being here.
Let me share with you my special gift and talent so that you can benefit from the information that I have collected through decades of researching health and wellness, specifically from the standpoint of longevity, energy, focus, and optimal performance. And as a side benefit, I do look younger than I am. I will ask you in your mind to take a guess of how old you think I am. Well, regardless, and not to boast by any means, but to show you that it is possible with the right information, with the right routines and habits. And I'm very, very passionate about routines and habits because when we implement them, they become almost invisible and effortless. They, frame our life, frame our days and weeks, and effortlessly we implement those things and they become like that 1% change on a weekly basis that, makes us feel better, look better, perform better, right? So to start, I would like for you to go and grab your own copy of those routines that I shared at gifts.pitv.ca. We will put that in the comments. Gifts.pitv.ca. It's a Canadian domain because I am an ex-Canadian. So let's jump into that. What are some of the routines that I have learned, practiced, and kept? Because there were a lot that I learned and practiced I didn't keep. I discarded them because they did not work. They were either too difficult, too ineffective, too confusing, complicated, you name it. So the ones that I've shared with you in this gift that you can go and grab, it's literally a one-pager. You can print it and have it handy with you. And there are some references to other material as well that you can look through. It all starts with the morning. How do we get out of bed? Do we get up thinking about the to-dos? Do we get up thinking about the problems, the anxieties of the day, the worries, I gotta do this and what about that? And oh my goodness, right? It's the panic mode, the survival mode. Right away, that moment, our cortisol spikes and we become on autopilot, living in a survival mode, which causes a lot of negative hormonal changes and really takes us away from living our best potential. So yes, those thoughts are naturally going to come. They still do, even with me, but I recognize it now and I calm myself down and I say, okay, before I even open my eyes, can I think of something positive? Can I set a positive intention for the day? What do I want to get out of this day? And even if I don't have a whole lot of expectations for the day, I say, I would love to have a nice day. I would love to enjoy what's coming today. I would love it to be a pleasant experience. I would like to find something to be grateful for today. As generic as that is good enough, or you can be as specific as you want. Maybe you have a job interview. You can say, I want my job interview to go well, etc., etc. Okay. Then, if possible, we do a little bit of movement, either in bed or just as we get out of bed. Doesn't have to be anything major. You can just rotate your wrists and ankles. You can do a couple of stretches. When you get out of bed, you can do a couple of hip circles. If you are disciplined enough and if you love high energy activities, you can do a few jumping jacks. I get out of bed a little bit groggy and I, like a zombie, walk toward my coffee maker to this day. So, even some experts disagree on the topic of caffeine, but more and more research point to the fact that 4+ cups a day of high quality coffee definitely helps a lot of things, starting from metabolism, mental clarity, focus, being more organized. Of course, the topic is controversial. Sometimes people only drink coffee, don't eat, and they burn themselves out. Their caffeine spikes up and down, and then they crash. They have jitters and so on. Well, we're not talking about that kind of coffee. We're talking about maybe combining it with a light protein breakfast, or putting a spoon of MCT oil into it, or maybe you are a coffee with cream drinker. You can drop a little bit of cream, which definitely smooths the effect of it. So anyways, I'm not going to get too much into coffee, but whatever your poison is, maybe it's tea, maybe it's matcha, whatever it is. If you do need a little pick me up in the morning, then go ahead and do that. Some people have a little bit of Greek yogurt or whatnot. I am a strong proponent of intermittent fasting and fasting overall. Again, a controversial topic. And again, I am mentioning it because I have tried it and it worked for me, and works for different people differently. Definitely is way easier on the budget because you're having less meals. I love that part about it. And also is a little bit of how do I say it, limit stretcher for me. The first time when I entered a fasting challenge, I did it because it said you're gonna learn how to control your appetite. I used to wake up ready to eat a pillow. Where is bacon and eggs? I was hungry as soon as my eyes opened. I was looking for food like a scavenger hunt. Where is the food? Now, if I don't think about food, if I don't smell it, if it's not there, if it's not available, it doesn't bother me. I can control my appetite. I know that sometimes the feeling that we have in our stomach when we think it's hunger, it's thirst, or sometimes it's literally our metabolism switching to a fat burning mode, going, okay, I've eaten what you've given me. Now I'm going to go through your body and cleanse it and eat whatever else I can eat as I'm entering the fat burning mode. Okay. Of course, I'm simplifying things. So moving on to the middle big chunk of our day, we want to keep certain things in mind. Obviously, staying hydrated. I love these wine glass shaped cups. And with a couple of ice cubes, they just look so much better than a typical glass of water or a bottle or plastic bottle. This kind of makes me feel, I don't know, and it just kind of like fills your hands. I don't know. So for me, it's also a visual thing. So I make it pretty. Sometimes it could be a jar of water. Maybe I'll put some berries or lemon or cucumber slices, whatever rocks your boat. The prettier you make it, the more likely you're going to drink it. Let's just put it this way. You know how you sometimes go in the hotel lobby and they have this big garrafon of water, I don't know, whatever it's called, and with some pretty mint leaves or something, and you'll want to go and have some because it just looks so good. So make things that are good for you look good. Make food that's good for you look good. Don't just put a chicken breast, boring beige colored or sometimes gray colored chicken breast on your plate. Maybe, fry it a little bit, maybe keep golden and put some decor on it. I don't know, some garnishes, some mint leaves or parsley, whatever you like, right? Or slice some carrots, create some color on your plate so that what you're eating is more palatable and more visually attractive. So that's another trick I'm sharing with you, because we are all visual creatures. Even though eating is really about nutrition, we don't think about it that way. We think about it through our taste palates and through our eyes and through our nose, right? So if it smells good and looks good, we're likely to perceive that it also tastes good. And of course, when we are happier eating our meal, we are likely to digest better, digest more of it, absorb more of the nutrients from it. So you can make it smell better by, for example, sprinkling it with dry Italian herbs or dry dill, whatever herbs you like that are aromatic. It's as easy as that. Literally one sprinkle of that literally completely changes the way the food smells. So totally recommend, even on salads. Sometimes I do, what's this lettuce called? Iceberg lettuce with, cucumber or tomato. And it just looks like, but as soon as I put a little bit of olive oil on it, maybe balsamic vinegar, and that splash of Italian herb seasoning changes it completely. So find the tricks that work for you. For other things, it could be cinnamon, or maybe you like a smell of clove, anything that is aromatic in terms of a spice. A fresh, of course, is a great option. Okay, so moving through the day. Activity breaks, getting up every hour or 2 hours from wherever you are. I'm still working on it and doing something. They say doing 10 squats every hour is an equivalent of like a major workout. So definitely do not underestimate little bits and pieces of activity throughout the day. Okay. Could be jumping jacks, could be walking lunges, could be wall squats, anything you're capable of doing and something you enjoy, right? Maybe it's a walk outside if it's good weather, or maybe it is going and gardening for a bit. So activity, hydration, eating healthy food, making them look and feel and taste good. I said feel, and right away I thought about textures. Also very, very important that you do the textures that appeal to you. For example, anything slimy for me is disgusting. So I would not eat anything, even it doesn't matter how healthy it is, if it's slimy. So I would have to change the texture, maybe blend it with something to remove that texture or change it. So okay, aside from texture, listening to frequencies in music, even when you are working or doing something, cleaning, focusing on documentation or taxes or whatever it is, put some music that it has frequencies built in. Which frequencies? You can choose, okay? Frequencies can be measured by machines. So it's not made up, it's not woo-woo, okay? It's science. If you research frequencies, the latest thing I've seen, which blew my mind, is the Tibetan bowl. If you put water in it and start rotating the wand, the water starts forming into crystal patterns, right? Like that. If you have a magnetic plate and you put sand on it and you play a note of the piano of music, each frequency makes the sand organize itself in a different way. So it's completely scientific. So 2 facts that you got to remember all the time, and that's why hydration is very important. We are water, right? Plus about 70% or so water. Also, if you look at us under a microscope, each atom is 99.9% space, and those atoms are vibrating. We are vibrational beings. The frequencies are affecting that space that's inside of us and the water, as I just mentioned. So understanding that if we don't feed ourselves with positive frequencies, we are a subject by default of negative frequencies, Wi-Fi, radio, internet, all the invisible waves that are going between us, and we don't have the measuring mechanism to perceive them, but all of these can be measured by scientific apparatus. So music and frequencies of sound reverse that effect, right? So if you listen to frequencies of love, frequencies of healing, frequencies of good mood, there are so many different ones. Just look them up. I literally talk to my Alexa and I tell her, put healing frequencies. And she goes, okay, here are frequencies on Spotify. And they're just playing there. Beautiful music, okay? Sometimes you can have music with them. Sometimes if it's at night, I do that at night as well. It could be rain, it could be waterfalls, whatever sound you like. It could be a white noise, brown noise, whatever it is that you like, okay? So as much as possible, I like to have these frequencies going through me. Even if I'm working, unless I'm recording, I have frequencies on. So this actually goes into the night tip, is that before you go to bed, prepare those playlists, those frequencies, possibly if it's maybe through Alexa or some voice command that you don't actually have to put it onto your phone, because we definitely want to put a phone away as early as possible, half an hour to an hour before we actually shut down, do shut-eye. So a similar routine in reverse, before going to bed, we want to focus on something positive that happened throughout the day. And if nothing positive happened throughout the day, we do a reframing technique. It comes from so many gurus, Nikola Tesla, Neville Goddard, and so on. They basically say that you always say, I prefer, right? So whatever happens that's unpleasant, you reframe it. Instead, I would rather have this day go this way, and you actually visualize a different outcome. It trains your brain to have, again, a different frequency from which you attract future events. Not immediately, but the more you make these routines a matter of conscious exercise, and again, they take seconds to implement, the more you will see how your life is going to go in a direction toward the things that are desirable, versus positioning yourself as a victim of things that are undesirable. Remember this reframing technique. It has saved me so much heartache and disappointment. Well, thank you so much. This was amazing. Let's move on to our next portion. And guys, don't forget, underneath this episode, underneath wherever you're looking at it, there is a lot more information. There are links to pages and websites where you can grab gifts and links and specials and discounts, and make sure you check them all out. Why? You're here to learn, right? You're here to better your life. So why not go take a look at it? Maybe not everything's going to speak to you. Not everything's going to be
possible for you to implement into your life, but check it out. Give it a like, participate, support our experts, and put a comment below. Give it a share. We'd love for you to spread the word, because the more people know about these expert tips and routines and tricks and this information, the more people are going to have healthier lives, and they're going to impact people in their little bubble, their little network, and those people in turn are going to impact more people. So let's spread this knowledge. Let's live longer and stronger.
Right. So the Live Longer, Stronger panel is back on. We're going to have our third round, and we're going to have our spotlighted practitioners share in summary a little bit about themselves, about their gift, and about their talk. So basically, this is the part that's going to be going on all of our platforms. It's going to be featured everywhere. So we'd like to give you the stage, take a couple of minutes, 3 minutes or so, and tell us how people can benefit, how our attendees and those who are watching can benefit from your expertise. So briefly, these are sort of the guideline questions. Tell us your name, title, and what you specialize in. If you have submitted the talk, what is the title and why should you watch it? Give us one takeaway tip for stronger living, and tell us about the gift or free resource that you have put in either as a regular gift or as a VIP gift. And we do encourage all of the participants to take a look at our amazing VIP vault for those of you who want to grab it for just a fraction of its value of over $1,500 worth of value. So again, we'll do the same structure. If you guys want to raise your hands and unmute yourselves where you're speaking and mute yourself when you're not, and we will love to hear from you. I'm going to drop again these questions into the chat, and I'm going to spotlight those who would like to come on camera. And let's all right. So in the order that my Zoom gives me the names, we'll have Dr. Annika, Dr. Brad, Deliana, Anita, Jonathan, and then Dr. Brad. So please go ahead and take the mic. Dr. Annika is first.
Okay, I'm not first on the line, but I'm Dr. Annika Sorensen. I live in Sweden, medical doctor, family practitioner, met patients all my life. I've been being a mentor for business leaders for the last 10 plus years on the side of being a doctor. So I've seen stress in business, and that's where my heart is, to help business leaders to thrive in their business instead of being burnt out. And by thriving, they are going to live longer and have a happier life, and they're going to spread so much more longevity to everyone around themselves. And my title is Bye Bye Stress, Hello Longevity. It's about how to take care of yourself to actually live longer and be happier and feel better. And my personal thing to stay happy and breathing is that I usually have a smile on my face, because I feel that if I have a smile on my face, I feel better in my own head, and I spread it to other people, and that means that the environment is often more positive, and if you have a positive environment, you are going to do better with whatever you're doing. So having a smile on your face and making things simpler, that's my big advice. I have a book as a free gift, and another book for the VIP, where I talk about these things, and you can do your own journey. I think that's all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm dropping the link again to where you can find the gifts. and we do appreciate you coming, Dr.
I just want to add to Dr. Anika. I have a saying: the more you laugh, the longer you live. How about that?
I'm absolutely sure of that. I am I'm far beyond the retirement, and I keep working because I just love working, and I'm happy doing it, and it fills my heart every day. I help someone to see it, to see this is what I want. So absolutely, you're totally right. Thank you.
Wonderful. Dr. Brad, go ahead.
All right. At my age, I still outwork doing construction. I've done construction for 50 years. I outwork people half my age consistently all the time. And one of the things that Rico is all about is exercise. It's an interesting thing. Years ago, we went to a women's conference. I took my BIA with us, and we were measuring, doing BIAs on people. The phase angle is one of the best indicators of overall health there are. We ran across one woman in particular. I remember she's a danceaholic. She was exercised all day long. She had a terrible lifestyle. She had a really high phase angle. It's amazing what exercise can make up for as far as lifestyle goes. It's absolutely huge. My talk is on the untalked about causes of dementia and how you can actually reverse those. We do a lot with that. I'm working with somebody right now who we just did a reevaluation. They thought they had Parkinson's. It was Lyme disease. The Lyme disease is 80% reduced in 30 days. They've had it for 3 decades. A lot of people think that's an issue, and they thought all their brain issues were from Parkinson's. It was malnutrition, hormone dysregulation, food intolerances, and blood sugar dysregulation. All of those together is what's driving all of these things that she thinks is Parkinson's, which is not, which is really, really huge. And we talk about those things in that talk. I did another one with Rico where we just talked about diet. This one it's more global and everything. And really the worst cases of dementia that are unresolvable are commonly Lyme disease. That's one of the things we specialize in. So that's huge. I got 2 different gifts. I got one, it's an ebook on healing lifestyle. It's how to make simple epigenetic changes in your life to change your destiny and change your history. And it's like a 17-page book. It's extremely valuable because it's really easy to follow. Something that everybody talks about water, but they don't know how to get clean water. If you're on city water, you're drinking your neighbor's pharmaceuticals, period. That's all there is to it. And you've got to do something to filter those out. The best pour through water filter made with all the double-blind studies always wins it is Zero water pitcher. And the best one, as far as a whole house, that wins all the double-blind studies, the cheapest one out there is Aquasana. You can't beat those statistics. They're the cheapest, easiest ones. Things like Berkey are toxic. They're in a couple of class action suits because of they don't do what they say they do. So that's really huge. I've got as the grand prize, I don't have one right here. It's my book. It's called Exposing Lyme and Chronic Illness. That's got more physiology, more research, more science in it than they teach in any of the Ivy League schools anywhere at all. It's one of those things that's really, really good to have on your bookshelf. It's really, really huge. So that's me. Our website's healthfullyu.com. It's a good way to find us. We've got a podcast. It's Your Health Reclaimed. And that's been going really good. I got to bounce out because I got a patient I got to go get with. So thanks for having me here, and I enjoyed this quite a bit.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Brad. All right, I guess we should go to. I still can't
Jillian.
think how. Yeah, so sorry, still can't say your name
It's
right.
okay. It's okay. No problem. So, one of the unconventional overlooked practice that I believe that can help, it's a breath work. It's a free, it's always available, and it's change everything from your cortisol level to your brain clarity. Most people don't realize that how powerful intentional breathing can actually affect your, help actually your hormone balance, your sleep, even good health. I help also women to reconnect to their body through nervous system reset tools, guided somatic practices, deep mindset shift in women can stop numbing, also many of the symptoms that they deal with. So there is many resources in my website, menopausesupportacademy.com. And I can also you can have a free quiz there where you can take see where you are in your journey in menopause. But there's also different other tools. There's my podcast. You can listen different experts talking about different angle and how they help the women going through this transition period of woman's life. So menopausesupportacademy.com for free resources. I can drop also my Vitality Toolkit, which is the 7 different tools that you can start using right away to your vitality and longevity. And thank you so much to inviting me. It was such an honor to be with all these doctors, participate with this panelists. It was such an honor, and thank you so much and for your questions. And I need also to go, but it was such a pleasure to be with you today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. We're gonna have Dr. Jonathan go next because he has other arrangements right after, and then we're gonna have Dr. Anita.
Great. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm Jonathan Glass, naturopathic doctor, acupuncturist, Ayurvedic practitioner. We're outside of Boston. And yeah, I would say in agreement with everyone here really is to be sure to focus on reducing toxins, increasing healthy nutrients based on healthy food, organic, even though some organic these days is questionable. You could even ask your local organic farms how they're actually doing their work. There's even cases where some of the organic is right next to farms that are growing GMO, and all of that's getting blown over. So there are some problems in that area, but ask your questions, be proactive in your life, just like we have to be proactive in every phase of our life these days. We can't just trust what we hear. Don't just trust the so-called science. Don't inject your body with all kinds of unknown substances. Know what is actually healthy. Know that toxins do matter. Like I said, over 100,000 chemicals and toxins in the environment. Only 20,000 have ever been tested for human safety. Never have they been tested synergistically with each other. So I think one of the biggest myths these days is that pharmaceuticals and chemicals have no impact on the human body and the human mind and the human energy. And reducing these things from the body, when I go to, every once in a while, every couple of years, I'll go to a doctor for one reason or another. They're always like, have I seen you before? How come you don't have any medicines? I don't see you have no prescriptions. I'm 65, no prescriptions. May that continue. You know, and we bought into it. And so we've all been brainwashed, including myself. So we're done with that. Let's wake up to our own divine identity, our own health, our own strength, remove toxins, bring in the good stuff. There are, you know, some very special nutrients out there that can be helpful. There's some amazing sources of glutathione, which is a master of all antioxidants that can be very, very helpful. But we got to get the toxins out, and we got to stay away from the crapola, and we will be amazed at how well we feel if we do that. So basically, I have an ebook, which are the 6 stressors to health, which include physical, mental, emotional. So that's a wonderful little ebook, and also a half-hour consultation. Happy to set you up with that. And please check out my website, healingessence.center.com, and click on Total Life Cleanse, because we have a cleanse coming up in September. And we have videos and recipes and all kinds of things to get yourself back on track. That's all it takes. And it is amazing. It still blows my mind how people coming in can feel so unwell. And in a very short period of time, they can begin to feel like themselves. It's quite extraordinary how resilient human beings really are when they get themselves on track. So thank you so much. It was a real honor to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Glass. Thank you very much. So do we still have Anita? Anita and Dr. Grant to go? Okay.
Yes, I am Anita Baines, and I am a psychotherapist. I'm also a registered nurse, advanced practice registered nurse. So I'm interested in everything that helps us be healthy. So all of you have made wonderful contributions. I'm just so excited to learn more. And I would like to say that in my work, the main thing that I want to help people with is to release their limiting beliefs, because that is the thing that holds us back. If we believe that I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, then we have no way of getting through that barrier. So what I'm offering is a complimentary 45-minute session to help you identify a limiting belief and then experience the freedom that you have that allows you to be creative, spontaneous, and curious about life. And as you can see, I'm 85 years old and I am very healthy because I've lived a healthy lifestyle most of the time, not always. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anita. I just want to say all of our panelists and all of our practitioners offer some really amazing benefits. We want you to contact all of them, whoever you resonated with. But I think you definitely should start with Anita, because first you got to change your mindset and your beliefs that you can stay healthy and energetic, and that there's help out there. There's people that can help you. So thank you, Anita. Thank you so much. All right, Dr. Grant.
Thank you, Rico. I have active podcasts. If you'd like to participate with me on podcasts on diabetes or wellness by choice, not by chance, or longevity, and I would be happy to see you. And you can go to YouTube under Academy of Wellness to see my previous podcast. And I want to leave you with my 7L to living longer, healthier, happier, to the 101 and beyond. The first L is to laugh. Number 2L is to love. Number 3L is to learn until your last breath. And it's lifelong learning. And the next one is let go. Don't let stress control your life. And then the last 2 L's, leave a legacy for your kids and grandkids. If you follow this, you're going to be living healthier, longer, stronger, without the need for any medications, operation, radiation, amputation, or any complications. Just live a healthy lifestyle. Simple, drinking the water. Everybody talked about this. Walk, exercise, like Rico, like Jules, like every doctor spoke here today, like Anita. If you want to look healthy like them, and they all look very healthy, like I can see Anita here, she's under 40. Jules is probably 38. You know, and told you Rico is only, I know his age because I'm his doctor, but he looks younger and healthier, and this guy's gonna live till age 140. Tell you this right now. Well, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Grant. What is the gift that you have for our audience?
1 hour free consultation with me. I only have 3 doctorates. If I cannot answer the questions, I'll find somebody who has 4 doctorate degrees. Yes.
All right, thank you so much for that. Well said. I really like your 8 L's or 7 L's. Yeah, that was really good.
Thank you.
Excellent. I love it. These are amazing tips and advice and gifts and talks. Guys, those of you who are watching, do dig into the dashboard and watch the longer presentations from our experts. This was just basically scraping the tip of the iceberg, right, Rico? We just gave you an idea of what's possible, right? Some of the areas where you can look at to start implementing certain simple tips, and a lot of them are just lifestyle. They're easy, they're not medication, they're not costly, they're little changes and modifications of habits or what you consume. I dropped a gift for looking 10 years younger, not just looking, feeling, and performing 10 years younger. Thank you, Dr. Grant, for underestimating my age about by 10 years. So perfect. Thank you. I'm happy about that. And I'm so grateful to learn all of the amazing information that you guys have shared with us today. And I'm personally going to dig through those gifts and the VIP gifts and invite you to come to our October panel as well, where we're going to have a discussion again on vitality. We're going to dig in to more. We have more people jumping in at this time. Well, welcome those of you who just joined. We're gonna share a replay with you. This is going to be broadcasted to Rico's amazing platforms, and let's talk about the gifts that we have for you. Well, I just mentioned mine. Rico, what gift do you have, or an invitation that you have for our audience today?
Yeah, before I talk about my gift, I just want to kind of sum it all up here. And I like to always sum up my Fearless Aging TV show with Einstein saying that knowledge without action is useless. It's also, knowledge is also without action is just recreation. So I want to urge you, we gave you some great information. Hopefully we inspired you. We gave you a lot of wisdom, but you got to take action on it. So I really urge you to contact all of our practitioners, particularly if you resonated with one particular one, or maybe you're dealing with certain thing that they're really experts on. And so the other thing is, here's the thing. You have to take responsibility for it yourself. You got to step up and down and take responsibility. And you got to, and my best advice for everybody is you got to develop your own personal wellness program, because we're all individual, we're all metabolically different. And so take the time to get with somebody, if not some of our panelists, or with myself or the Jewel, get with someone that can help you to get you put together your own personal wellness program. So if you go to my website, agelesslivinglifestyle.com, I have a new online training program. It's called Vitality for Life, where I work with you for 90 days, and we'll put together your complete mind, body, and spiritual wellness system. And so my gift for you guys is, if you go to the agelesslivinglifestyle.com/free, there's 3 valuable ebooks there. The first one is called How to Be Bold and Never Be Old. So there's a big difference between aging and being old. So you got to learn all about what that difference is, and all the things you need to do so you never have to be old, because old is just a state of your mind and a state of your body. And those are both choices, how you care for your mind and your body. And there's also another ebook. It's called Stop the Insanity. And the insanity is trying to lose weight. The weight loss industry is like a $200 billion a year industry, right, Dr. Grant? And yet we're the unhealthiest, fattest country in the world. So something's wrong with that. So you got to get the whole change your mindset about losing weight, and learn how to get your body healthy. And then the body that shows up will be the right weight for you. All right, that's what I have to offer you. Okay, Jill, how about you?
Yeah, I'm so honored, first of all, to all of our live panel participants and those who submitted their talks and presentations and gifts. Again, over 800 in free gifts and 1,500 in VIP gifts, so over 2,300 of amazing anti-aging and health improving tips and resources. I definitely encourage all of you to take a look. We will send a follow-up email to all of you with these links, and we'll also include them in the show notes. There will be articles produced out of this event, and blog posts and social media posts. We're going to have clips from this. So stay tuned, spread the word. I think more people need to be aware of this. A lot of this stuff is so simple, and that's why it's so undervalued and underestimated, that it's our responsibility to get this knowledge out into as many people's hands as possible. Right, Rico? And
yeah, well said, Joe.
With TV and access even on the phone to this information, I think we're doing our part in spreading the message. Again, my gift is there in the chat. It is my list of 3 top tips to feel, perform, and look 10 years younger. Definitely back all of your contributions. I think a lot of the stuff I've implemented throughout the years, bits and pieces of all this, and that's why a lot of people are surprised when they find out my real age, and same with Rico. And definitely staying active, social, and all the tips that Annika brought up with the research that she mentioned. All of you guys contributed so much to just understanding how simple and doable this is. Like, there's literally no excuse. I think the biggest gap is misinformation. The biggest gap is the brainwashing that the media and our doctors are guilty of. And we are here to bust these myths, and to make the simple, natural, effective ways accessible to the population who's often ignorant because of what others don't want us to know, right? And so we're in a way rebels, right? We're releasing these tips and this information through you, amazing professionals and experts, to make sure that everybody who's listening, who's watching, who gets a little reel in their hands, or reads the blog, goes, oh my goodness, I have so much more I can learn from these people. I can go grab their gifts, their talks. I can get informed, right? Education, again, as Rico said, if not put in practice, is useless. So let's each one of us make a mental note. What tip are we going to take home with us and implement into our lives? Even if we're doing maybe 99%, that 1% we'll learn today, what is it that we're going to implement from what we know? Who are we going to get in touch with? Who are we going to reach out to? Whose gift are we going to grab so that we can benefit ourselves? And it's okay to think about ourselves as an important human being in this life, because a lot of us don't. We haven't. As many of our experts brought up, that baggage, the emotional baggage, the guilt, all the stuff, right? So I am overwhelmed with gratitude to all of you who presented, participated, came and attended, and who are watching the replays. And for Rico to broadcast this to multitudes, millions worldwide, for this information to be available for them to tap into and connect with our amazing individuals today.
Okay, to sum it up then, from all of us, all of our experts, our panelists, we know you can do it. So just go out and do it. Thanks very much for being here, everyone.
We'll follow up with emails, and we'll put all the information that we mentioned today in the show description so that you guys can have access to it later.